It's the 25th of March 2020 and this is a COVID-19 update. So as many of you might know, Victoria have brought forward their Easter holidays and they've shut down their schools for 2 weeks in order to try and quarantine kids and keep them at home. Now the ACT have also shut down their schools, but they actually haven't brought forward holidays. They've gone to remote learning. Now the rest of the states have kept their schools open because the medical chief officers have provided advice that it's safer for kids to be at school than to be at home. This morning it's been reported that the first child under 10 has actually contracted the COVID-19 virus. So maybe that might change the advice that's going around about schools. Now even if it can only be passed on from adults to children, are we testing our teachers for COVID-19? Or are teachers just going to school hoping they haven't got it, or we're assuming they haven't got it? Well, we know what happens when we assume things. Now, with regards to kids staying at school, there are other reasons which have been put forward by the Prime Minister and the Chief Medical Officer of Australia. And they are, if kids stay home, then key medical personnel might have to stay home with their kids, which takes them out of the hospital system, which compromises the support that can be given to not only COVID-19 sufferers, but also other people who are involved in accidents, who have illnesses, etc. And the other issue is if kids are staying home and parents are working, then the people that tend to look after kids are grandparents. And we know that if they pass it on to the elderly, being their grandparents, then they can cause a lot of fatalities. So I can understand the angst within the community at the moment with regards to schools staying open. But the other issue that I see is that overseas have shut all the schools down in a lot of countries, but they're at the back end of their school season for the year. So a lot of them, like over in America, would only have about 8 weeks to go before their summer holidays. And you could probably work around that with online learning and providing other opportunities for learning in order to get people to the end of the school year. Where in Australia, we're 8 weeks into term 1. So if we shut down schools because of COVID-19 8 weeks into term 1, to me it's a bit like the cricket. When it starts sprinkling rain, the umpires keep the players on for as long as they can, because if they take them off because of the rain, they can't come back on until the rain is completely gone. And the same with COVID-19. If you shut down the schools because of COVID-19, then you can't really open them up until COVID-19 has been eradicated or really well controlled, or a vaccine has been developed. Now, it would suggest that the vaccine won't be available for at least another 12 months. So the problem I see is that children at school will have to repeat their entire year next year. Isn't that logically the case if we shut down schools and we have schools that aren't ready for online learning? So that's where the conjecture is, and I understand it. But that's the discussion around COVID-19 for the 25th of March 2020. Stay safe, self-isolate, and stay sanitised.